This episode is brought to you by the fabulous members of the You Run Podcast Network, all available at yourunpodcast.com.
You want to die tonight?
The dad jokes he tells sets the scene. I hang on every word lost in the screen. The passion for fear is contagious enough. You make me believe in Marc's overblown roundups. You run podcasts or a movie review, unveiling facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and dread, leaving me grinning long after I fled.
You remind me of the babe. Babe with the power. Power of voodoo. You do. Remind me of the babe.
Summer baby! No, I won't. Hello, and welcome to the You Run Podcast Fantasy Movie Review.
I'm so glad this mob's over.
My name is Scott, and
My
I'm one
name
of
is
your
Marc.
hosts. Yeah,
Whoa! You can't go changing formats, mate. Like 2 years in.
Well, you said you didn't like the fact your catchphrase was, and my name is Marc, so you jumped in so quick, and normally
I'm just used to it now.
Okay, well, we're your
Right,
hosts.
try again.
Okay, you sure you're ready?
I think so. See where this goes.
My name is Scott, and I am one of your hosts.
And my name is Marc. I can't do it, man. I can't think of anything else. It just is what it is now.
You're so shit. Every Monday, we're your hosts. We talk about horror movies, apart from this month where we talk about everything but horror movies. For the last 4 weeks, Marc has been on a journey through movies that he's hated, apart from Megan 2.0, which I hated to balance out the yin and yang of this episode.
The funny thing is, out of the 4 movies we've done so far, I've actually liked all 3. I liked RoboCop, I liked Megan, I liked Scary Movie. Do you know, I'm not arguing that they're bad films. I'm just arguing they don't belong here on this show.
Yeah, well, we're going out with a bang. We're going out with one that even I will put my hands up and say, this is not a horror movie, but it is a very requested movie of the show. Like, this has been requested since I very first started. People going, I want to hear you talk about Labyrinth. So we're going to do it. If this is your first time listening, this is a weird place for you to start. It's a bold choice to start here for a horror movie review podcast. Go back and start. Go and start 6 months ago, and this will make more sense. We kick off with a synopsis, followed by a closer look at what we like, what we didn't like, and probably more what Marc didn't like than me. Later on, we're going to get your input in a game called What Are They Running From? Share some movie facts, and then we're going to be playing Broken Spirit. Regular listeners will already know, as soon as I mention Broken Spirit, that means either we've got guests or Marc is about to get royally stitched up. Don't worry, Marc, you're not getting stitched up today. No. Today we are joined not by one, but by 2 incredible guests from an incredible podcast. It's a podcast very much like ours in the fact that they bicker and they have very different opinions on horror movies. Also in the fact that they're not afraid to dive out of horror, covering movies like Spawn and Alien Resurrection and Total Recall. They also cover those movies without bitching as much as Marc did.
I'm not being funny, but the 3 movies you just listed then, I would quite comfortably put on our podcast, as opposed to fucking RoboCop and The Labyrinth.
Just stop. It's
you know what I mean? You can't take out other podcasts and bring them down with your shit show. You know what I mean? Like telling them that they're coming out of their horror comfort zone. They're all equally horror adjacent movies that I would say are better suited to this podcast than ours.
You have a point, but I don't care. Shut up.
Leave them alone.
Let me welcome our guests. Today we're welcoming Ben and Grant of the horror movie Maniacs.
Horror maniacs. We have pay or play contracts. We're saving to the max. There's baloney in our slacks. We're horror maniacs. Totally insane. Here's a show's naming. Horror maniacs. Those are the facts.
Wow. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, welcome to the show. I'm 100% getting a copyright slap for slapping the word horror through the Animaniacs. How have you been?
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us on. But yeah, I've been good.
Yeah, all good here. I've got some things I want to say about Labyrinth, so strap in.
Yeah, I think I think it's going to be an interesting episode. It's going to be a weird episode because I'm going to firmly stand and defend this. Definitely not as a horror movie, but as a movie that I don't know, just is in my soul from when I was a child and will never leave me. So I'm going to be very much in defense of this. And I get a feeling I'm just going to get fucked 6 ways from Sunday by all three of you.
Well, this was a first time watch for me, so I don't have that nostalgia attachment, I'm afraid.
I feel like Ben will be kind to you.
Well, you say that, but I don't have any nostalgia for this either. So.
I can't unsee David Bowie's pecker in the tight spandex. That's all I can think of.
That's a you problem, my mate.
It haunts me.
Well, I'm sure everyone's guessed already, but I'm going to do the synopsis anyway. This week we're following Sarah, a resentful teenager who wishes her baby brother Toby to the Goblin King Jareth. Her wish is granted and he vanishes into Jareth's terrifying world. This is no fairy tale. It's a descent into psychological horror. The Labyrinth is a predatory maze designed to exploit Sarah's deepest fears. Its grotesque inhabitants eager to impede her. Jareth, a malevolent and seductive being, stalks her with his hypnotic gaze and manipulative words blurring reality. Time is his weapon as Sarah races to Toby's horrifying transformation. Yeah, I can't even do it. Like, I can't even.
We're talking about different movies here, man.
Yeah, well,
That's a bit I agree with. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's just review Labyrinth. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the fact that he's a massive pedo who tries kidnapping a kid and then tries to kidnap and fall in love with a 16-year-old girl? Or do we want to go with how great Jim Henson is for all the puppet work he done?
Let's go with the pedo stuff. I think it's a good place to start.
It's a good deal.
I think it massively highlights the weird fascination with 70s and 80s rock stars and young girls, especially. I don't know what David Bowie's history is with reputation for sexual offences, but I think if anything glorifies his behaviour, it is the writing in this script. I mean, he's an icon. He's a hero. I'm not here to fucking bring down David Bowie. He's no Jimmy Savile, that's for sure. But
I'll bring down David Bowie.
Oh, okay, go on then, please do.
I've got some things to say about David Bowie. It's more of it's an ongoing rant of mine. People just seem to think, people think he's great, so that must mean he's great. No, he's crap. His music.
I think he's weird. I think he's really, really odd. He's an odd bloke, and I don't like his music in this at all. No. I think the baby dance song is great, but everything else he sings throughout sounds the same. I was like, is there going to be any variation to your music in here? I mean, when you talk about horror, like not necessarily horror, but when you talk about movies that feature musical sound cues such as this, like Grease and Rocky Horror Picture Show, there's a reason why they're talked about and remembered. But this one, considering it features David Bowie in the titular role, what the fuck is it? There's no variation to any of his music. Everything is the same.
Yeah, I kind of agree, to be honest. One or two of them are all right, but I can't remember many of them. You're right. So Dance Magic Dance, but the rest... No.
That's it. That's the only one that was really any good. I mean, don't get me wrong. The music across the board, the score for this film is fantastic. It took me back to a place in cinema which I really loved. It reminded me very heavily of sort of like that 80s, 90s action movie, beat cop kind of guitar-y riff stuff and with a little bit of a synth pop twist to it. And that was really cool. I really liked that, especially from the opening segment where she's running through the rain and it all kicks in. When it starts where you're thinking, oh, fuck hell, it's going to be a period piece. And then you realise she's just in costume and she's running back to home. And then the music kicks in there and that's really good. I was like, oh, shit, man, this is going to be awesome. I'm really on board for this. But the actual music itself was just terrible, man. I was really let down by it, considering David Bowie was the main title card.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of David Bowie's music. I do like the music that he's got in this. I like the score as a whole. I think his character in this it's very much let's take a movie star or let's take a music star and put them in a scenario where they are an all powerful, sort of omnipotent being as they are when they're on tour. And let's just have some girl like fawn over him after he's stolen a baby. Like, I do get that. It's a very odd vibe from it. But I think he's great. He plays a really good villain. I think he does a good job of being kind of creepy enough that you're like, oh, do you want to touch her, or do you want to kill her, or do you want to just to fuck off so you can turn the baby into a goblin? I think he's mysterious enough that works for me. But if I'm honest, he's not really the main plot of this. He pops up periodically throughout, but he's, if anything, he's a background character. It's more about Jennifer Connelly and her trip through the labyrinth and her trip into, let's be honest, her trip into Jim Henson Studios and Jim Henson just doing whatever the fuck he wanted, because there's no restrictions on. I can't see anyone saying to Jim Henson, no, we wouldn't like that. Like, at one point in this, he's made a worm for no reason at all, just for it to go, hello. She's Jennifer Connelly's like, was that you? He's like, yeah, I'm a worm. Come in and meet the missus. Like, it's pointless. It serves no purpose whatsoever. Just that Jim Henson wanted to do it. It looks great as well. I love the puppetry in this.
Yeah, the puppetry is brilliant. I can't fault that at all. Hoggle, I think, in particular, was incredible.
Yeah. I don't know, he freaks me out a bit.
But just his face had like, what is it, like 4 different people puppeteering just his face or something.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think he really stood out for me. I think like the heart of the story is more so the journey he goes on with Jennifer Connelly's character, with Jareth, David Bowie, just kind of thrown in there every now and again to add a bit of star power.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that really surprised me as well, is like the side characters such as like Hoggle and the ogre that she rescues, a little rat thing that comes along for the journey. I was more invested in their turning on the world that they're living in and joining this crusade as opposed to her actual struggles, to be honest with you. I thought that was more appealing to me than anything else. And I know we're talking about actual puppetry right now and the design and stuff like that. I thought it was all fantastic, and I didn't expect anything less from a Jim Henson production. I really resonate with this kind of movie making. I grew up watching TV shows like Dinosaurs and things like that, so to see it play out on screen was really, really, really cool. And I'm a big fan of painted set design. What I mean by that as a point of reference is the final act of Hellraiser 2, where everything's painted and you can see, like the Bela Lugosi's Dracula, the final scene as they're driving up to the castle. It's a painted backdrop and everything else is sort of model in the forefront. I love that shit. I think it's really creative and really incredible to see it done on such a high level, especially in this movie. But I mean, the problem I have with it is it feels very catered to children. You know, it doesn't feel very adult in any way, and I think that's kind of why I started losing interest with it. I found myself really enamored and in awe of it all within the first half an hour. I kind of got bored after that point, and I felt myself really struggling to stay focused on what was happening throughout this film, because it was just a repeat showcase of, oh, look, we created this now, and we created this, and this is also really cool, but it didn't really serve any purpose to the story, in my opinion. It was just, let's move on to the next beat, the next beat, the next beat, the next beat, and it was more a case of, I find this a lot because I have children now, so I watch a lot of children's TV and shit. Everything's fast-paced and quick succession in order to keep engagement, and I felt this movie was a perfect candidate for that. It was, right, someone's going to get bored if we start talking too much about plot exposition here, so we need to move to another action scene or introduce another creature to keep children entertained. But obviously, as an adult, I just found myself getting really bored and turned off by the whole thing. So I lost my way about 40 minutes in with this movie. I remember the dog turning up at some point, and I was like, how the fuck is the dog now in this world? Can someone even explain that to me, where the dog came from? Because she came in the labyrinth on her own, and then all of a sudden her pet dog was there, and I was like, what are you doing here? How did you even get into the labyrinth?
It's not her dog. It's
Yeah.
the little fox's dog. It's his trusty steed. It's been with him for years.
No, it's not. It's her dog. It was clearly her dog from the beginning of the movie.
It was the same dog, but it's not. It's his dog.
Ah, bollocks. So, right. So it's not actually her dog then from the house.
No.
Right. Okay. Well, that makes more sense, I suppose.
One thing I think, this is a wild theory, but I think this is a dream, and I've always maintained that this is a dream. She's in her room. She sees all of the shit around because every single character in the labyrinth is represented in her room. I think she fell asleep and this is her dream and she woke up. That's what I think happened, but I could be wrong. But there's things in this I really love and I think are done really, really well, and they're really unique to this movie. One is the helping hands. I love the helping hands.
That's
in the
cool.
Tunnel where they do.
I like where they all make their face and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's really awesome. But for me, this is one that just, I don't know. I watched this at a really young age. I probably saw this when I was about 6 or 7, and I've watched it periodically through my life since then. And it just sticks with me. I think all the characters are great. My favourite character is the what's his name? The guy on the little dog thing. That you may not cross the bridge. Well, why not?
Didymus.
Yeah, because I vowed to protect it. But why? But just because. But you can't come across, unless you ask. Can I cross? Well, yeah, I guess so. No one's asked me before. Yeah, sure, fine. That sort of shit I find really funny, and there's lots of that in this. But
yeah, I like the guys, the truth, and the ones that tell the truth, and the one that don't lie. The upside down two little rat things on the shield. They were great. I really liked that, and I liked the way that she sort of thought she'd uncovered the plot. And I don't know if she did or not. Did she get it right? Was that the right path to take? Because she didn't die.
Yeah, but I don't think there's a way you can solve that if one person lies or one person tells the truth. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a way to ask a question to get the same answer out of both of them.
I was utterly convinced that she'd cracked the code. I was like, yeah, that was really, really clever. And I couldn't prove it because in my head, I couldn't think fast enough before the scene changed to know whether she got it right or not. I was like, I believe you, and I think you're all right here. And then she got dragged down the rapey tunnel by the touchy-feely hands, and I was like, maybe you didn't get it right.
The rapey tunnel.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't want to be going down that tunnel with all those grabby things.
You fucking lie.
It was a bit of a grabby, gropey hand tunnel, wasn't it? So, and is that where she chooses? That's where she chooses. They ask her which way she wants to go, don't they?
They said, do you want to go up or do you want to go down? Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just drop her straight down.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, it's like you talk about the creations and stuff like that. I mean, a lot of them are really, really clever. And again, it's Jim Henson perfectly. One of the ones that stood out the most to me was when that big cleaning machine starts coming down the tunnel. And you just see it from the front, and it's like, oh no, the machine of death. And you're like, oh, fucking hell. And then as it goes past, as they escape, it's just like two little rats on a bike, just pushing this thing forward. I was like, it's just little things like that, which is just perfect Jim Henson sort of studio level stuff. I was like, that is really, really entertaining. And it's littered throughout with things like that, which are like, you kind of just, they're there for adults' entertainment in a kid's movie, which we obviously pick up on.
Yeah. And I think Grant at the moment is battling not bashing the life out of it. So I'm going to give you Grant, floor is yours. What in this? There's something in this that didn't sit well with you, and I want to know what it is, because I can see in your face you're like, fuck this movie, fuck David Bowie, fuck the puppets, fuck all of you. I'm a horror movie podcaster. Why am I here? So tell me.
That's exactly what he said to me.
No, I said fuck you, Ben, not to these guys. I like these guys. I don't know. I think I was more disappointed because I watched this a bit like you when I was a kid, and I stood by this film forever. I was like, this film's incredible. You know, in the vein of Dark Crystal, loved that movie. So I was like, this film is excellent. And I watched it. Well, when was it? A couple of nights ago again. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm really grumpy and cynical, but I hated every minute of it.
Really?
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that recently with the Brave Little Toaster. I swore by the Brave Little Toaster as an adult, and I was like, I can't wait to show this to my daughter. It's the best movie ever I had when I was growing up as a kid. I literally watched it on repeat. We sat down and watched it a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh, this is fucking dire, man. Like, this is the worst shit I've ever watched. Like, I've literally just ruined my whole childhood by reliving it as an adult.
And I don't know if it's me, but I seem to find, how do I word it? Predatory characters in some of my favourite films. So, like Never-Ending Story, one of my favourite films ever. I rewatched it and I was like, that dragon's an absolute nonce. I love little boys. I'm sure you do. And then in this one, Bowie in the tight trousers, I was like, he's an absolute predator.
Yeah, you see, that's it, right? The predator thing with Bowie in this movie, when they get to that ballroom scene where they're dancing and he's like almost enchanting her to fall in love with him, what is the deal there?
I think it's a casting error because when Jennifer Connelly done this, she was only 16. And I think it's a casting error. Also, bad fucking parenting. Who lets a 16-year-old look after a baby while they fuck off for the night? Like a young kid, like a young kid, I get it, but a baby, like this is a baby that's crying and needs night feeds and needs changing. And there's this 16-year-old girl who wants to still play with her dolls. She says it out loud many times, who's been left to look after this child. But yeah, I think had they made Jennifer Connelly 21 and in college, like this would have been a very different tone on a rewatch. I'd have been like, yeah, I get that. She's 21. That's David Bowie. Yeah, fucking everyone wants to fuck David Bowie. I understand. But
then that
16.
would have fallen apart the whole thing, though. The whole point of it is that she's a young girl who plays with her dolls and reads fantasy novels and fantasizes about Narnia, you know what I mean? So, like, it wouldn't work casting an adult-based character in this plot, in my opinion. So it was an intentional thing to have a young schoolgirl be the lead from the start. So what the fuck is that whole romance in the stone section about fucking making her dance around that ballroom and telling her to fall in love with him? And even the end is like, be my slave, do as I say, and love me, and you will live forever in joy. And I'm like, what is this? What is going on here?
Yeah, I was the same. It's just really fucking creepy, isn't it? You know,
he had lovely hair,
wrong, man.
He did have lovely hair. Yes, lovely hair. But
no, he didn't. It was the worst. Like, his eyebrow makeup. What's this smoky bollocks?
You're not going to rock that look next time, then?
No,
I don't like David Bowie. I'll stand by it.
You know, do you guys know who else was up for the role before David Bowie come in quite late? Apparently.
Jimmy Savile.
No, surprise.
Gary Glitter.
No.
Rolf Harris.
No.
Fred West.
I actually do know, but I'll let you share it, Ben, because I know who it is, and both of them are equally as creepy and paedophilic as the character that we got.
Yeah, exactly. So Sting, I think, was up for it originally, wasn't he? And then after that, they were.
Oh, do you know what? I would have found that less pervy if it was Sting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. All right, there we go.
They went for a certain type.
Yeah, there was also Mick Jagger was also in the running.
Oh, really?
I was just thinking of dancing.
Again, I would have probably found that less pervy if it was Mick Jagger. I think it's something about the weirdos that make it worse. You know what I mean? Like, Mick Jagger's a legend.
I would have loved to have seen Mick Jagger's take on it, actually. That would be quite funny. Yeah.
I think Mick...
Yeah.
in the ballroom scene, he's just doing the strut across.
Doing Who would you? I was going to ask this earlier when we first got onto the David Bowie thing. Who would you guys have cast? Like, if you could think of somebody who you would think would be a better fit and less flamboyant and would have made the role more impactful, who would you have cast to replace David Bowie in this movie?
I mean, I know who it would be these days. It would 100% be Pedro Pascal.
I mean, fucking hell, he's everything, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's
he ruined Last of Us.
He did.
I don't know. I like him in that. That's one thing I will stand by. I think he was good in it. I think that show's just a bit of a shit show itself. Not necessarily his doing.
It's just I can't get past it. She's a terrible.
No.
Yeah, I think Mark's issue with that is Mark hasn't played the games. I've played the games, and I watch it and go, "Well, that's not fucking right. Why are you doing that? Why have you done that? Who are you? Why are you here? You're not involved." I think that's my biggest problem with that. Like, there's points where I'm like, the first 2 episodes, like, this is fucking brilliant. They're going to stick to it. They're going to do it exactly, and then it gets like about 8 episodes in. I'm like, "What? That's not right." And then after that, I'm then just picking holes in it, and I just tapped out I think I tapped out halfway through season 2. I was like, nah, fuck this, I'm done now.
I did exactly the same. I started going switching off when the gay couple in it, because in the game they fucking hate each other. One of them kills themselves, don't they? And then in this one, they're just super happy and die together.
Everything is fine.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about in terms of the game and stuff. So for me, I don't know. I like the show for what it is. It's not bad. I don't hate it. Do you know what I mean? But they're making some weird choices in season 2 that I'm like, why are you doing this? I haven't finished season 2 yet, so no spoilers.
And Abby, the casting for Abby was horrendous, but apart from that,
I do like her as an actress, though. But I know a lot of people have issues with her.
Abby. Yeah.
No.
See, we're going off track, and I've got a great way to bring us back on track. So
big cock. I want big dick.
Right, yeah, so dick replacement. Who are we replacing to cast David Bowie? Because I know who my pick would be immediately, and I think this would be an entirely different movie had it been chosen. Tim Curry.
Oh, okay, yeah. That works, I think.
Tell me that's wrong. Tell me that's the wrong pick.
Who did you say?
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. Let me just Google who that is.
Come on, man, you know who that is. Yeah,
you know who Tim Curry is.
Yeah.
Pennywise,
totally.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, totally. I knew the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, imagine how different and how haunting that character would have been had it been played by Tim Curry as opposed to David Bowie. This would have been a much better movie, in my opinion.
I'd go Anthony Hopkins. That's a very
it's a very different
I don't even know what to say to that one. But, yeah, Tim Curry would have made it work. That would have definitely added some villainry and some terror and that there.
I think that's what that character needed, was a little bit more villainry.
Yeah,
definitely. And he could do the musical numbers as well.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'll be honest that I struggled with this rewatch is the baby cries a lot, and I know it was in the 80s, and I'm like, how did you make that baby cry? Because that baby is crying all the fucking time, and the only time, Well, I say that I think I'd cry if David Bowie carried me around as well. But the only time it's not crying is when the puppets are around, and I'm like,
see, that's the thing. I don't know. Like that scene where they're dancing with the baby song, that looks terrifying. Like if I threw my 9-month-old baby in the mix of that set, I would scar it for life. I know that for a fact.
I feel like Mike would be fine, to be honest. They're complete wrong anyway.
Yeah, if I'm honest, like my kids have seen Labyrinth. I think my kids would be like, "Oh, this is cool. But my dad's told me about people in trousers that tight with crotch pieces that big, so I'm going to steer clear of you. I'm going to sit over here with the goblins, the ones that are like throwing their heads around. Like what that scene where the decapitating like fire demons, like that is definitely someone done a bit of gear.
I was going to say that's like someone's crazy acid trip, and they're like, let's put that in. That's a fucking great idea.
I mean, this whole movie's an acid trip from start to finish. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I should have done some acid and watched
that stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
I said I should have done some acid and watched it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I would actually be up for that. Some magic mushrooms and Labyrinth night would be great if anyone's in.
Yeah, the only problem with that is watching Labyrinth and doing that kind of drug, it would be a bad trip. You're not getting a good trip out of that. Either one of the creatures you imagine is touching you inappropriately, or you're the baby and you've been left to your own devices by a really hateful sister. And also, like, she's the stepsister, and she's fucking hot. Like, things she does in this movie, I've always had a problem with her character. I hate her character. I don't hate Jennifer Connelly, but her character, she wishes the baby was kidnapped.
I think that's fair.
She then
I do think that's fair. She's 16 years old. It's not her responsibility. I was like, yeah, fuck that baby.
She then goes to retrieve it, But then in her process of retrieving it, she steals from Hoggle, threatens Hoggle. She threatens someone else at one point. She's generally rude to everybody she meets. Like, Jareth is offering her the world. She's like, no, fuck you. I just want my brother back. She's like, hold on a minute. You asked me nicely. You read the words from the book and I came and I done exactly what you asked. And now I'm the fucking villain. Are you for real? Like, she's just a bad person. That character's an awful human being.
I mean, when you say it like that, she did ask for the baby to be taken away, didn't she? You can't deny that. So,
but we've all done that. We've all done that in situations. I've got kids. You know what I mean? Many a times I've closed my eyes and I've been like, you know,
we've all been there. In my living room, yeah.
I've never been a moment where I've actually woken up and been like, oh shit, David Bowie's in my living room.
I've got an image now of you stood in your bedroom holding your baby going, Goblin King, take this child away from me.
Oh, mate, honestly, I've done some mad shit. You know, like this. Have you guys got kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know how it is. It's those moments where you're like 3 o'clock in the morning and you've been like 4 hours of non-stop crying and you can't get the little shits down. You're like, the window looks good right now. You know what I mean? You start fantasizing about this shit.
Goblin King's a treat for him.
Yeah, exactly. Probably better off with David Bowie in that moment, to be honest.
Put mine in the shed.
See, I've gone with the basement because that way no one hears them scream. No, that's a lie. No one.
That's dark. That's really dark.
That took a David Bowie there, didn't it?
Oh, I love it.
Basements anyway. Do you have a basement?
Yeah.
No, I haven't got a basement. Well,
I'm doubly disappointed by that.
I'm digging one out. I haven't got one at the moment. I'll have one for when I'm ready to have my mental break.
Colin Furs it.
Yeah.
All right, calm down, Fred West. What was you saying?
Calm down, Fred West. Fuck off. At least you meant Fred West. You didn't call me Joseph Fritzl.
He was efficient.
He was efficient.
Yeah.
He was efficient. We are going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, definitely.
We can't start glorifying predators.
No, let's bring it back. This is not the episode, I'm pretty sure, that all the listeners who've requested this over the last 5 years wanted or expected. But this is what you've got. Like the You Run podcast, you pick the movies and then we talk about them and tough, kind of where we are. Let's do something that's really basic and really simple. Who is your favourite character? I'm going to start with you, Grant.
Oh shit!
I like putting you on the spot because you normally say wild shit when you're on the spot.
I don't even know. The baby. Yeah.
The innocent.
Played the role well. Didn't talk too much. Yeah, I'll go with that. I don't know what this guy's name is. I quite liked him.
Ludo.
Yeah.
Ludo. I like Ludo, yeah. I'll go with Ludo. That's a sensible answer.
Yeah, Ludo reminds me of like every dad in their late 30s, early 40s. He's very much like, oh, I just want to be left alone. Fine, I'll follow you if I have to. He's got that real like, oh, for fuck's sake attitude about him. I like Ludo. Ben, how about you?
For me, I think it's Hoggle.
Hoggle.
Yeah, I like Hoggle.
Yeah.
Hoggle's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hoggle's... he's the one character who's actually got a real character arc because he starts off as an arsehole. When he's spraying the fairies, that is some of the funny... That's one of the funniest scenes. He's spraying the fairies. Like, oh, you monster, you're spraying the fairies. She picks her up. Like, are you okay? So, ow, it bit me. He's like, of course it bit you. It's a fairy. And then carries on spraying. He's like, sprays her, drops the floor. He's like, killed her. Next one. I love that scene. But Hoggle starts off as an arsehole. And then he obviously makes a friend in Jennifer Connelly. And that battle of him going, oh, he's told me I need to poison her with this peach. And I really don't want to. Like, he actually has a character arc. And every other character is very much one-dimensional. They go from A to B with no real changes in their personality. Because I think Jennifer Connelly's character in 3 Nights' Time will wish her brother away to the Goblin King again. Like, she didn't learn a lesson from this.
Without a doubt. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So you your pick Hoggle as well, Scott?
No. My pick is the little dog, little, I don't know what he is, wolf dog who rides the dog. I think
the rat thing.
Yeah, he's hilarious. The bit where they're completely surrounding, he just gets his little sticker, tally ho, and just fucking goes for it. I'm like, I like you. You don't stand a hope in hell, but you're great. And I also like the characters who are they're like. This is something else that's dark in this. They've got baddies in this that are effectively suicide bombers that run into things and then they explode.
Yeah.
It's got it all, isn't it?
Yeah. Paedophilia, suicide bombers. Like, this is not the childhood memories I thought I had.
Maybe it is a bit of a horror.
Yeah.
It's horrific.
Mark, who's your favourite character?
For me, it's the little worm guy at the beginning. I thought he was brilliant. And I wish he'd have come along for the journey with the rest of them. It's when he's like, oh, don't go that way. And then she goes the other way. And he's like, oh, I'm so glad she didn't go that way. That would have taken her directly to the castle. And it was little bits like that. And I was like, just pick him up, put him in your pocket, and just have him come in certain scenes. And it would make this entire movie a hell of a lot better. I loved him. I thought it was great. So I would have liked to have seen a lot more of him in this film. He was my favourite. And I think if I had to pick like a more mainstay character, I would probably go with Ludo as well, the big gorilla thing. One thing I don't understand about his character is, can he control rocks?
Yes. Yeah, he's Magneto.
And that's just the simplest answer you're going to give me. Yes, and we're going to move on.
Yeah, he can just go, and then rocks go wherever he's them to. Like, it's as simple as that.
Okay, right, I'll buy it.
The thing is, though, when you look at this movie, if you take a step back and you actually look at this movie, it's fucking riddled with so many plot holes. Like, she reads the passage for the Goblin King. How did she know that was going to work? How did she know about the Goblin King? How did she end up in Labyrinth? Because they actually don't explain how she goes from her bedroom into Labyrinth to get him. Because they turn up, take him. The next thing, she's in Labyrinth looking for him. Like,
well, no, they go out through the bedroom window, don't they, with David Bowie? He has his own little monologue thing at the beginning, and then he explains to her how she's got 12 hours off that. Oddly, she's got 13 hours to find her way to the castle, and then they walk through like the mirrored glass window to get there.
Yeah, and that's one of his.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's what I saw on screen. It's not a perfect explanation, but that's what I saw happen.
Yeah, and that's one of his narcissistic controls he uses at the end to try and make her do as he's like, I altered the fabric of time and gave you 13 hours that doesn't even exist. I'd done that all for you. So you'd be my obedient little bitch who does everything I say. And I'll make you happy. That's exactly what it is. It's a heavily flawed movie.
Like the crystal ball thing he offers her at the beginning as well. He's like, take this crystal ball. Which, by the fucking way, I know for a fact David Bowie did not learn to do all that, because I could tell that he was stood there and it was a stunt double in front of him. It was so fucking obvious. And I was like, that is fucking poor. Anyway, and he's like, yes, take this crystal ball. And I'm like,
someone like that.
Why? What does it do? What benefit is this fucking glass ball going to be to her in the real world? There is no explanation to it whatsoever. And he even lures her with it at the end as well. And he's like, you can have this. I'm like, why would she want that? It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Yeah, but like, what? Take this. It will be everything you've ever wanted. And I'm like, but why? How is that everything? It's a fucking glass ball. What does it do? There is no explanation. He just promises us a world with this mystic Meg shit. And I'm like, I need answers as to what this is going to do. Because I need to start weighing up options now, because this kid cries a lot. So, like,
but you're looking at it too deeply, though. It's a kid's film. You know?
Yeah, but like,
you've got to take it.
I don't think we're looking deep enough. Actually,
I don't think we're looking deep enough. If I'm honest with you,
layers. This is an onion. This movie.
I agree, and it's a case of how far down the rabbit hole do we want to go? Is the question.
I think we've barely got through a couple of layers here. I think there's many more layers for this.
I mean, I'm happy to go deeper if you want to.
That's not the first time you've said that, Ben.
Most definitely not.
Is it to me weekly?
One character that I've never understood, who's never sat well with me, is the old man. The old man who sort of half explains shit, falls asleep, and then there's a chicken on his head. Like,
what's the chicken on his head for?
It's part of him. They're one in the same person, and the chicken's like,
oh, that guy, that took me a minute.
Yeah, but the chicken guy's
the
like,
big mustache.
Yeah, and even the chicken doesn't. So the guy doesn't explain anything, and then he falls asleep, and then you're like, oh, okay, now the chicken's going to tell him what's going on, and then the chicken goes, yeah, he's a dick. He falls asleep all the time. Anyway, have fun. Bye now.
Yeah, he's one of the weirder characters in the film for sure.
Yeah, I think we've kind of delved into this as deep as we kind of can without completely destroying everyone's childhood. Are you? I
mean, I've got plenty to go.
Well,
have you?
Well,
I mean, I can shit on it some more.
It's one of those movies where I'm very excited to now go down, like, as you said, the rabbit hole with it, because I can imagine there is Reddit threads galore of how this is like Nazi propaganda and all that shit. You know how weird the internet gets with movies and stuff. And I'm like, this is prime for some really meaty stuff, and I need to dive into it and find it all.
Yeah, I think we take a break and then we come back and we do some facts, because otherwise this is going to go some dark ass places that I don't know if I want to go with a childhood favourite of mine.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah. Is there anything else anyone really wants to say before we dive into a quick break?
No.
This movie shit. No, I'm good.
You sure, Grant? I don't think you're good. I can see there's something on the tip of your tongue. What is it?
There is something on my mind.
Yes.
Is that well?
Now you're pushing.
This isn't me being terrible. I don't get the love for Hoggle. I just don't. I didn't like his character at all.
No.
He actually has an arc.
No, it's not justifiable enough.
I enjoy it. I like, all jokes aside, I generally think this film's all right. And all the characters, I quite like them, but I just didn't get Hoggle. Didn't really care for him.
I think as a bloke looking at Hoggle, like if any of us went into the Labyrinth and we met Hoggle and Hoggle was a bit of a dick, we probably in a fantasy world would have just kicked Hoggle and carried on with our day. It would have just been you're really annoying. You've just been really horrible to me. Like, go away. Hoggle would have got all aggressive and it would have ended in like Hoggle on his back and us going, that's what you fucking get. That's what you get. And then we'd have met the worm through our own process of elimination. And I think that's the problem with Hoggle. Like,
that's a very good analysis.
Yeah, looking at it as an adult, there are many characters in this. If I was in that world, like I wouldn't have, like the two guards with their shield who keep popping up and down at the bottom.
They were great.
Like those, it would have been just, I'm just going to grab the shield and pull you out of the way because your arms are about an inch thick, and I'm just going to open both doors and check. And then, as a man going through this, it would be
you choose the path of violence.
In a fantasy world like this, in that scenario, having to go and retrieve, say, for example, my child, there is only the path of violence. I'm not going to negotiate with anyone. I'm not going to discuss options with anyone. It's like, I can see the castle over there. And when she gets in the labyrinth and doesn't start climbing over the walls, doesn't climb up and get on top of a wall, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Get on top of the wall. You could see everything and then work your way through. Why are you running that way? It's not that way. It's that way. Yeah,
but then defeating the point of a maze, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's considered cheating, Scott.
You've just described what I think could be the perfect film, though. Imagine Labyrinth, but instead of Jennifer Connelly, it's like Jason Statham. Like, how
John Wick. It's just John Wick.
What's it? Liam Neeson from Taken. Imagine that.
He would make it. He'd definitely
John
make
Wick
it,
in Labyrinth would just be just ridiculous. What a movie.
You can put them all in. You can have Liam Neeson on the phone. You've taken my child. I have a very particular set of skills, but I'm not coming for you. Instead, I'm sending Jason Statham and John Wick. Good luck. Also, I told John Wick you killed his dog. Haha, bye.
David Bowie's just there like, yeah, but I have a glass ball you can have.
Right, let's take a break. Hi guys, new look, new format adverts moving forward, and this is the first one of those. I want to talk to you about two shows in the You Run Podcast Network. First of all, I want to talk about Podcast in the Woods. This is a horror movie review show hosted by Gabby and Boomer, who are a married couple. This gives a whole new dynamic to how movies are reviewed, because it's not two people who podcast together. This is a family. So you know when they disagree on a movie, that shit carries out into the world afterwards. They are highly entertaining, very, very funny, and both have very cool, very deep cut takes on some of the best horror movies around. So they are one that I want you to go and check out at yourunpodcast.com. Also, I want you to check out the Dewey Pod Monster podcast. This is a podcast all about consumption. It's hosted by John and Sean, and they cover everything from movies to TV series to pretty much anything that pops in their head. And this show is very entertaining because they also dive into a lot of movies that you may not get on other shows. A lot of the B-movie stuff that just doesn't get showcased. So go and check out Dewey Pod Monster as well. Both of those shows are at yourunpodcast.com and available on all podcast platforms everywhere. Anyway, back to the show. Thanks, Scott. Also, Mark, I forgot to do your recommended account. So could you do your recommended account of the week?
I can. You don't need music. I'm ready. This week's recommended account of the week is Scream Queens on Instagram. You can find them at screamqueens_SSSD. It's a basic account for me to try and explain, but it's an actually really entertaining one if you go and follow them. They basically highlight some of the best and most undiscovered Scream Queens. And now I can't do it all now because I fucked myself up.
Creams.
Yeah, across horror.
That's a different account, Scream Creams.
It is indeed. So basically, it just highlights the profile of the character from said movie, and then as you swipe through that particular post, it has then some of the best scenes of the movie that they're in. It's really cool. I've picked up a few movies that I'd like, oh, she looks pretty badass in that film. I'll go and watch that movie. It's a pretty low account. It doesn't have a mass amount of followers, and I think it'd be a great one for us to showcase because I hope people would go and check it out. It's definitely worthy of recommendation, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it. So that is Scream Queens _SSSD on Instagram. And as always, let them know that you're in podcast sent.
Yeah, make sure you go and follow Mark's recommended account. I had a whole blurb written for what I was going to do if I had it in the right order, but it's not in the right order. Also, go and check out, it is. Go and check out yourunpodcast.com. You'll find links to all of the shows of the You Run Podcast Network and links to our shows and our merch and everything else. While you're there, you'll also find links to our social media. Instagram is where you need to go if you want to get involved in the polls where you pick the movies. While you're there, go and follow Mr. This is not what I signed up for at VHS from the Crypt, where he showcases some old tat that he collected at a car boot.
Oh, you're coming in hard this week, are you?
or at Reviews from the Crypt, where he talks shit about movies in written format for you. Of course, I'm joking. Mark's accounts are both fabulous. But yeah, go and follow them both on Instagram and me at You Run Podcast and the Horror Movie Maniacs, and we'll give you all their details at the end of the show. If you want to get some exclusive content, go and follow us at You Run Podcast on YouTube, where there's loads of videos that drop every single week. And if you want super, super, super exclusive and a whole nother podcast, go to patreon.com/You Run Podcast, where you could sign up to get exclusive episodes, additional content, additional control. You'll also get to, on the 15th of August, hear Marc be the biggest fucking hypocrite in the world after a month about bitching about movies that don't fit in the horror genre. For that episode, our Patreons asked us to talk about Lord of the Rings, and Marc is the most fucking in on that you've ever heard. He's like, oh yeah, that's fine. That's not horror.
Yeah, well, it is. I think it's more horror than the fucking Labyrinth and RoboCop.
Oh, I don't know about RoboCop.
Yeah.
I'm with you on Labyrinth, but maybe not RoboCop.
Well, you would say RoboCop is more horror than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
dude.
would as well. Yeah.
Dude, guys. Well, this is not how I saw this going at all, to be honest with you.
Toxic waste, dude, that gets melted, but that scared me. I still remember that.
We're talking like giant tarantulas and some creepy dude that controls the planet with fucking rings and Gollum and orcs.
They also exist in Harry Potter.
But
No,
it's a
they
PG.
don't. No,
Yeah, they do.
no.
The giant spider. The
Right,
orc,
listen. No, which came first? Which fucking? We haven't got time for this. We haven't got time for this tonight. I'm not doing this with you.
A huge thank you to everyone.
There. Fucking hell.
Yeah, a huge thank you to everyone who has already signed up to Patreon.
Thank you for your patronage.
Tiers start from $1.99 a month. That works out about $3 for our US listeners. It's super, super affordable. If you can't afford to do it, I get it. Like, times are tough. Do the free stuff. Tag us in a post. Share an episode with a friend. Leave us a 5-star review. Comment on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you can. And join as a free member on Patreon, because I still don't know how to use it. So I keep dropping stuff to everybody when it's meant to be for people who pay for it. So you're going to pick up some like scraps that I fuck up and then I don't know how to take them back. So yeah, it's worth joining as a free member. Let's do some facts. This cost $25 million to make. Does anyone have a guess at what this made when it was in its theatrical release worldwide?
82?
I mean, I know what it is, so...
You know what it is, okay. Ben can't play, so you think 82. Grant?
50?
It was a massive flop. How much did it make, Ben?
Worldwide, it made 34, but in the US, I think it was only about 12 million.
Yeah. It was a big flop, and it was only once it hit VHS release that this become a cult classic. The owl in the title scene of this, so you get that CGI owl that doesn't look very good now. That is the first ever attempt at a photorealistic piece of CGI, the first time it was ever done in film. And I think for the first effort, that's a pretty good go at it.
I didn't think the owl was particularly CG. I thought it was actually a recording, and then they just tried like cropping as opposed to, and then you could just tell it was like overlaid as opposed to CGI itself.
Yeah, no, that was actually a computer generated owl, which holds up pretty well for 86. Marc said earlier about Jareth with the rolling balls. Yeah. It wasn't Jareth. It was a choreographer called Michael Moschen. Now, he done that from behind. You remember we used to do the game when you were a kid, you put your hand behind your back and someone would put their hands under your arms and do it. So he done that. But the problem they had is they didn't have a screen for him to see what his hands were doing. So everything he done with those balls, he done completely blind, which I think's quite impressive. Like, especially where he's like across the back of his hand and then a back like that without seeing is really cool.
That is cool, isn't it? Like that. I just assumed it was David Bowie stood there and then he was just like knelt down underneath the camera going like this in front of him. That was the only thing I could visualize in my head when that scene was playing out, was just some dude knelt down in front of David Bowie going like this.
No, it was hands under the arms like we used to at school, where you'd do it and then you'd slap someone and then you'd take your arms out and the other person would get hit. Or maybe that was just me. Hoggle is quite often groaning and moaning and going, ugh, all the way through the movie. The reason for that is the eye space was in the mouth. So they needed to keep Hoggle's mouth open for the actress to see where she was going. And the only way they could do that was constantly to have Hoggle groaning and moaning about something. Otherwise, she fell over.
She'd walk into walls.
Yeah.
That would have been funnier, though.
That would have been funnier. All of the characters from the Labyrinth are represented in Sarah's room. You can see the doll of Ludo. There's the David Bowie character on her desk. You've got the dog is up on the side. Like, literally every single one is in that scene, which I think is really cool. But also that's what cements my theory of this is a dream. Like, it's all there. She's fallen asleep and it's all fresh in her mind. We said earlier about Michael Jackson. Prince was also in the running for this, and Mick Jagger. It was Jim Henson who wanted...
wild with Prince, by the way.
Yeah. I reckon that would have been a bigger cod piece if it was Prince. It was Jim Henson who wanted Sting, but Sting basically went, no, thank you. And then he heard David Bowie wanted to do a kids film, and he went, okay, he'll do. This movie, because it flopped, made Jim Henson question whether what he could do was actually worth doing. Jim Henson nearly pulled the plug on Jim Henson Productions after the disaster that this was. And it wasn't until the VHS release and all of a sudden everyone was talking about it and it was like, oh, we want it back in theatres. He kind of went, no, I did know what I was doing. It just didn't land right first time round. Because I said about the baby always crying, I went to have a look because it bothered me that the baby's always crying. So how they filmed this to keep the well-being of the child good was they would basically wait until the child needed a nap. And when he was really tired, that's when they'd put him in for a scene where he had to cry because he just wanted to be fucking left alone and go to sleep.
I mean, that's cruel as shit, man.
Yeah, I was going to say that's still cruel, yeah.
It's cruel as shit, but not as cruel as like poking him with a stick, which is where my 80s film production head went. And also, when you see him in the scene with the puppets where he's laughing and he thinks it's really funny, he genuinely liked all the puppets, and they actually used to use the puppets behind the camera to keep him engaged and keep him looking where they wanted him. So if you watch any of the behind the scenes, there's like a guy with a troll puppet like going round the camera to make the baby go like that to get the shots they wanted, which I thought was really cool as well. We've got voicemails. We've got a lot of voicemails. We're gonna go through them at a reasonable pace. Mark and everyone else, you can make some comments. We're both, you and me, are fucking under fire this week, Mark. So strap in. Did you just shrug of like, I don't care, I'm cool?
I'm used to it now, mate.
Okay. Well, the first one's coming at me, so it's fine.
Okay, this is a long time coming. Hey, Scott. Hey, Mark. It's your buddy Newman from the Movies for Days podcast. A while back, you threw out a video talking about how you had just learned that there was an alternate ending to the movie Seven from 1995, wherein Morgan Freeman was the person to shoot John Doe at the end of the movie, thus saving Brad Pitt from himself, and also winning the day by subverting the final plan for Wrath. So basically, this was a way for some kind of victory for the end, showing that these characters have grown and changed. Morgan Freeman no longer stuck in apathy. He steps up and does something to save this poor kid. The hothead younger cop finally learns to control his emotions and doesn't react violently against the one person he really should. You could not be more wrong. I get where you're coming from, but this goes against everything else set up by the movie. This is not a happy ending. This is not any kind of a happy ending. This is a tragedy. Detective David Mills is a hothead. We see him over and over again throughout this movie be a slave to his emotions. He even says it himself. Hey man, I feed off my emotions. Back off. You're telling me that at the 11th hour, when his wife was just mutilated and decapitated and fucking FedExed to him in the middle of goddamn nowhere, I mean, how annoying is it when you're hot and sweaty, right? I mean, then you open up a box with your wife's head inside. I mean, come on. And the movie does this beautifully, too, by flashing like a single frame of Tracy's face right before he says, nah, that's it, man. I'm fucking shooting this dude. It's a tragedy. These characters are defined by their flaws and by their traits and by their actions. There was no way an ending where Brad Pitt doesn't do the violent thing, where Morgan Freeman overcomes his apathy and inaction to do something that completely damns him for the rest of his life. It's not an ending that any of us could swallow. John Doe has to win for this moment to matter, for this ending to mean what it means. He sacrificed everything to create this web of grotesque art that he has created. David Mills falls prey to it as only he could. A tragic character, fated by his flaws. And Morgan Freeman is going to move forward after this, actually giving a bit of a shit. That final quote in the movie really is perfect, where he says, "The world is a fine place and worth fighting for. I only agree with the second part." Ay. No, dude, the ending is perfect how it is. You're off your nut. You're completely out of your mind. Your gourd has left the reservation. We've got to find Scott's common sense, take his car keys away, until we have done that. Okay, done ranting and raving at you about this. And hey, bro, I look forward to our next collaboration. You know, well, let's do the thing. All right, take care, y'all.
I mean, he's right in every sense. Like, that is a perfect movie and a perfect ending. But I do like the idea of Morgan Freeman's character taking the hit in that final scene. Not because it aligns with the story and it would make sense. It just, he's a cop on his way out. He's on his own. He's got nothing else to do. He would sacrifice his own integrity in terms of saving Mills. You know what I mean? He knows what Mills is going to do. It's inevitable what Mills is going to do. He's on his way out. He's got nothing else to live for. He's on his own. He's about to retire. He would be sacrificing himself in order to prevent Mills from committing the act he knows he's going to. And I like that. But again, I prefer the original ending, but it would be plausible for me either way.
Well, I think both you and Newman are wrong. And Newman, I will come back to you with more thoughts on this very shortly. I'm going to do a video and just tag you. I'm going to go fully in on why I think it's better and why I think it's cooler. And yeah, we'll continue this conversation on social media. Who else have we got this week? This is definitely for Marc.
Brilliant.
So I want to add that the part of Sinners where Smoke is wearing the white tank top and he is like killing all those, I guess it was like the KKK members. Jesus Christ. I was like, man, I could have got pregnant watching that. Y'all don't understand. I have never watched Michael B. Jordan in anything because I don't like comic booky movies or any kind of like superhero movies really. And I've never seen the Creeds. I've seen Rocky, like a first few Rockies. But he can get it. Smoke me, baby. Okay, bye.
I get it. Do you know why I get it? Because my wife doesn't like films in general, but she has this weird thing about wanting to watch the Creed movies, and it's all starting to make sense to me now.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan's a hunky dude.
She's just there for the training montages, and that's about it, and I get it.
Yeah.
I'm
maybe
not speaking on Sinners.
Yeah, maybe
you're not a fan?
I fucking hated it.
Oh, really?
Oh, I hated it. I hate it. It makes me angry. That's how much I hated it.
Grant, we need to have a serious talk. I loved it. It was brilliant. Yeah. I almost disowned Grant when he told me his thoughts on Sinners.
I get it, man. I can see how there's a lot of like back and forth on love and hate for this movie. I've seen a lot of people who are like, "Oh, you people who love Sinners, you need to just accept that this is all just pretentious bullshit, man. You don't really appreciate cinema." If you're one of those dudes, Grant, you're wrong. However, like I can understand why people would be mad at this movie being a almost rip-off of From Dusk Till Dawn and pretty much every sort of movie that's come before it. But if you can look at it through the eyes of homage as opposed to copyright, I suppose it's a different kind of story. I personally thought it was a great movie.
Yeah, me and Marc both give it a 5 when we reviewed it. But as you two completely disagree, 100% that needs to be an episode because I need to hear you two thrash that out.
I need a good hour to go off on this.
I would, if Grant's up for it, I would cover Sinners all day long. But
I'll do an episode on it, Ben. It won't be a good time.
There you go. You heard it first, everyone.
Yeah, coming to Horror Movie Maniacs soon.
The very last episode.
This movie. It's like avocados. This is my theory on this movie. It's like avocados. Everyone says they like avocados because it's the cool thing to say, isn't it? No, avocados are shit, just like this film.
Avocados are shit. I agree with you, but again, you've just revealed to me that you are one of those people, and I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong, but I feel like there's a certain point where people go against the grain because it's cool to go against the grain, but then you become the thing you're standing against. Like you're saying this movie is shit because people think it's cool because it's hip and it's avocado, but then you're doing the same thing because you think it's cool to go against avocado. And I think you're wrong. I think Sinners is a good movie, man. I think if you can see past the bullshit, you'd appreciate it for what it is.
I mean, I lost the plot when I saw a double Michael B. Jordan. Oh, there's two of them. They're twins. Oh, no.
Yeah, but that's cool, man. We talked about an episode, and Tom Hardy did it in Legend, and that was fucking great.
Well, anyway, moving on. We have more messages.
Hi guys, right, first things first, I'm recording it outside, so I'm not sorry about the audio, it is what it is. Secondly, I would like to apologise for no longer commenting on Spotify, but that's purely because I listen on Patreon these days, and I comment there all the time, so again, not really that sorry. Now, Robocop. Robocop is an exceptionally fantastic, classic 80s action sci-fi.
No.
And it is a fantastic movie, it's great. Full of nostalgia, and I agree with everything that Marc says in that way. But, upon a recent rewatch, Marc is also 100% right.
No.
With everything he says.
I deliver
He
service,
can't paint
people.
around it. He is spot on. Which pains me to say, trust me, I really don't want to agree with Marc. I like to just shit at him. But when he's right, he's right.
I'm always
That's
right.
about all for today. I think there was somebody else, but I can't remember, so catch you next time.
There you go, you see.
The person
What were you right
feuded-
about, though?
Marc was right that it wasn't a horror movie and it doesn't hold up very well. That was exactly
what.
It doesn't hold up very well. It's an average movie at best by today's standard.
Next, you're going to say Judge Dredd's not a great movie.
The remake is.
No!
And I even said it on our RoboCop episode. I think the remake of RoboCop is better than RoboCop.
Oh my god!
I'm going to move on before all of our podcasts are just solo podcasts moving forward. Then we have this message.
Oh my god.
Marc, listen to me. That movie you're talking about with Jim Carrey, it's called Once Bitten, and that's not Courtney Cox. I don't know the actress's name. She kind of gives that 90s, late 80s, early 90s vibe of Courtney Cox, but it's not her. So, do your research, damn it.
No,
but she
it's too
doesn't
much
know
work.
who it was.
I don't have time for that shit. No, we had a conversation about that, and I said the Jim Carrey dancing scene with Courtney Cox was all my real knowledge of Last Bitten or First Bitten? I can't remember.
Once Bitten, I think it is.
Once Bitten, yeah. I was saying I hadn't seen it, and I remember Jim Carrey and Courtney Cox. I think I was more gushing over Courtney Cox and my love for early 90s Courtney Cox. As opposed to that movie in particular. And for some reason, my brain went to her being the one in that particular movie. Turns out I was incredibly wrong. I haven't seen Once Bitten since probably 20, 30 years ago.
I don't think I've ever
But
seen
yeah, we then did the research in the group chat, and I put the photo, Heather put the photo up of the woman who was, in fact, in that film. I'm not being funny, but it could be Courtney Cox's sister.
It could be. And Heather does like to prove her point in the group chat and then send a message in to prove her point to the listeners as well. She does the work and she does the research. So if anyone's curious who that is...
Looks like her name is Karen Coppins. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's Karen with a K, Kopins. Marc, god damn it.
I mean, fucking hell, man. I can't get everything right all the time.
You can. And we've got two more, so we're going to get through these two, and then we're going to dive into some more fun and some more, probably you all shitting on Labyrinth and upsetting me. I'm going to drink a lot tonight after this is over because you've hurt me. You have ruined my childhood. Like the characters that I loved and adore, I now think are all paedophiles and molesters. You've absolutely killed my childhood. Which, to be fair, my childhood also included Jimmy Savile and Gary.
I was going to say, it seems like a reoccurring theme in society at the moment, so I won't worry too much. You're not on your own.
All of them were linked to the BBC as well. Anyway, moving on before you.
Well, that scary movie episode went nothing like I thought from the start. I thought we'd get a very pissed off Marc, but obviously how could he be with this film? It's great fun. You were talking about, obviously, the new one that's coming out, and yeah, I think people are far too easily offended these days for it to work. I think for people like us who grew up with this one, if they keep it along the same lines, which I think they might, then we're going to love it, but I don't know how well it's going to go down with younger audiences or people these days, but we will see. I'm intrigued to see it. Great episode as always. Bye.
I think it's going to go down like a shit sandwich when the younger generation get hold of it and go, you made references to Diddy. He done horrific crimes. You made references to this person. How dare you? I think that's where it's going to go.
Yeah,
and I'm okay.
woke idiots on the internet do my head in these days. But I think us as people, if they cater it to fans of the original, I think we'll all walk away happy and pleasantly surprised. Granted, I think with a movie like that these days, it's going to be so difficult not to offend somebody. It's like this new Aeroplane movie that's coming out. The trailer looks absolutely fucking atrocious. Like stupidly immature bad. And I think if they follow suit with that, it's not going to go down very well. But thankfully enough for the Scary Movie, Aeroplane's coming out in the next couple of months, so they'll get a trial run of what kind of works in terms of spoof comedy these days.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm fully in for them just going full hard how they did originally, just throwing in there like showing the producers behind the camera and just having them sat there with a t-shirt that says Weinstein. Like, I'm happy for them to go to that level of just like, we're going to say it exactly as it is, because the Weinsteins were involved in the Scary Movies as well. And I think now for it to be 25 years later and them take a big jab at Harvey Weinstein would be fucking hilarious.
If they pull away from stuff like Ray being a closeted gay and things like that because they worry about offending people, I just think jokes like that resonate with us as fans from back in the day, if they're all then left on the cutting room floor, I don't think it's going to hold much attention. I think it's going to flop really hard if they try and keep it PC, if you will.
Yeah. PC's not great. PC doesn't work on this show. Final message. We had so many messages this week, and we never get this many messages. Last one.
Hi guys, hope you're well. Idea for a possible episode or feature at some point. You build your own horror movie using existing IPs. Therefore, you may use the Amityville house set in Elm Street, where Michael Myers is using a Leatherface's chainsaw whilst wearing, I don't know, Scream's mask and that sort of stuff. Then you might have Laurie Strode as your final girl. That sort of thing. I'm sure you get the idea. But think about it.
Yeah, I think we can make that work.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. What
the fuck? What the fuck? Right? Appreciate the contribution and the ideas, man, but it got to go somewhere. Like, I do that shit regularly anyway. There is no end game to your suggestion there. There's no point scoring system. There is no rules applied. It's just mishmash everything together and see what comes out.
Yeah, well, this is where then I come in and I refine it, and that game is coming soon. Anyway, what are they running from? I put this on social media, and social media, as always, did not disappoint. Hoggle and Jennifer Connelly running away. What could they possibly be running from? Riot Rider 18, a remake, which a remake is coming, going to be directed by Robert Eggers. Actually? Yeah, Robert Eggers is doing it.
No, surely not. That's got to be speculation. Robert Eggers doing it.
Robert Eggers is confirmed to be doing a Labyrinth remake and is currently casting the roles.
But there's so much shit I have seen about Robert Eggers recently. Apparently, the latest one is that he's doing A Christmas Carol.
Yeah, he is.
Like the whole Three Scrooges sort of thing.
He's doing that. That and Labyrinth are being shot back to back, apparently.
I love Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Not when Robert Eggers gets his hand on it, will you?
Could make it unbelievable.
Yeah, he could also
just be Willem Dafoe wanking.
Randomly, Eric, calling back to a very old episode, but with Colonel Cockring. We don't talk about that anymore, Eric.
Who?
It's a weird phase in our podcast, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it was a phase where I revealed a piercing that I once had, and it became a thing.
Right.
So,
right.
Moving on. Creature Pod, this is Chunky Larry. He is also involved in knowing about the remake, and one of the lead people, and he put Jared Leto as Jareth, because at the moment that looks like who could take that role.
How does that guy keep getting cast in movies? Because everything he is cast in just flops. And I like the guy. I like 30 Seconds to Mars, at least when I was in my emo phase in the late 2000s. But, like, I just don't understand. And I know he's a good actor. But he keeps making really poor decisions with the movies he's picking. He needs to fire his agent immediately because everything he seems to bring out now, it seems like everybody's just like, oh, Jared Leto's in that. He's going to be shit. It's like, no, because the guy's good. It's just really, really bad choicing.
He can be good.
Can he? Where?
Oh, he likes some really, really cool movies.
What, Mr. Like covered in tattoos, gold
really liked
teeth?
it.
Did you?
I quite like the Joker. I do. I just don't like the Snyderverse in particular. But I thought he was a cool Joker, and I thought like if they would developed his character further, he would have made a cool version of the character. I didn't get the hate with the Joker. I get the hate with Morbius. That movie was fucking shocking. But I don't think he was the worst part of that film either. I just think he's making really poor decisions in terms of his career. And I think now is probably not the time for him to touch something so heavily IP'd. Go back, make a few indie movies, and then come back and show everybody what you can do would be my suggestion.
How about just go back and make music and leave films to people who can actually do it?
His music's not great enough to sustain his career, I'm afraid.
This is
30 Seconds to Mars died back in the emo phase.
The guy is 50 and he's still beautiful, so he could just...
Yeah, he's a vampire, that's why. He is literally a vampire.
Jack the Movie Lad said they're running away from Harvey Weinstein. Dave B. Movies said they're running away from the audition for this terrible fucking movie. Chainsaw Chicken Barbecue, taking it very political and very current. They're running away from ICE. No, totally do. Accountability. ICE. Yeah, ICE is in the
that's the American immigration system thing.
Immigration,
yeah. I was thinking about something completely different to them.
Running away from Vanilla Ice. He's not coming behind him going, ICE, baby. Totally, dude, went with accountability because Sarah's a terrible person who can't be trusted with a baby. I agree. And finally, Nate Mayer thought really out of the box with this. They're running away from a chimp carrying a straight razor.
A what?
A chimp, as in a chimpanzee.
As in a chimpanzee?
Yeah, with a straight razor. Which, again, I want to see that movie. That movie's cool. Just a chimp with a razor. Yeah, chimp slashing.
Who the fuck listens to our show, man?
After this month, I'll be honest, not very many people.
That's your doing, man. You caused this mess.
The way I'm looking at it is you need to tear it all down to build it back up again. And
right, okay. So you're Donald Trump of the Euron podcast. Is that it?
No,
make the podcast great again.
No, I definitely fuck off.
Such a thing.
Oh, that's harsh. You just called me Donald Trump. Yeah,
gonna build a wall.
It's that wonderful time of the show where we get to hit this button.
Broken Spirit 2.0, making tears of people flow. No lifelines, no one helps. These questions will make you yelp.
So it is time for Broken Spirit. So this is the game where we give you 10 questions. Every question you get right, you get 10 points. If you get all the way to 10 points and you get nothing wrong, you leave as joint champion with AMPFX Studios. And after last time we done this, where we had Jim and Jay on, and it was an absolute fucking fiasco.
We should have just asked them the final question, mate, because it was just a shit show from the start, I'll be honest with you.
There was far too much helping. The questions were too easy. Unfortunately, you two have come in when it's just been, we've made it hard. We're being arseholes again.
I was going to say,
just remind us, guys, as well. Yeah, just remind us how you guys did last time, because I remember it being quite intense towards the end of like what you were going to do and stuff. Where did you get to?
I think we fucked it. I don't think we got very far at all.
I thought you did. I thought you'd made it quite far. I thought you did really well, and then it was like touch and go whether you were going to push forward. Yeah, you did do well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you were up in the 70s and 80s. You were high.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with ourselves then.
So for those of you who haven't listened before, this is a show where if you get one question wrong, you lose all your points and you get nothing. If you want to leave the quiz at any time, you can, and you can take your take your points with you. It's kind of like foreplay. The questions, we start really soft, and as we go along, they get harder and harder and harder. So the question we have to ask you is, who would you like to go first?
Wait, is it
Me or
about
Marc?
just this movie?
we can't go together.
Yeah, no, you two work together as a team, but we take turns in asking you questions. And also, it's themed. So we themed that each time we do this quiz, we theme it. And the theme for this quiz, I think you two are experts in this field. It is themed around the Horror Movie Maniacs podcast. Every question we ask you will be related to films you've covered or specifics about episodes you've done.
Just to know, if they did this for us on the Eurun podcast, I can't even remember what we did last week. So I would really
Marc does all the work. I just turn up.
Sometimes.
We said this when you were on before.
I feel like me and Grant are kindred spirits. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm in it for the paycheck whenever that comes.
Yeah, Marc and Grant are just they turn up, they talk movies. Me and Ben are the ones who go, how do I promote this? How do I research this? How do I put this episode together? How do I edit this? How do I release it?
I know Ben started dropping budgets and fucking schematics for the Labyrinth early on. I was like, yeah, I know which one this. I know the roles in this podcast.
Exactly.
We're the lead singers of podcasting. We turn up.
This is true. Yeah. This is it. Yeah.
Nerds. Who would you? Did you just call me and Ben nerds?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree about myself.
No, it's accurate, but I don't need to be told it. I know it.
Let's go with Marc first, then.
As always, the wisest choice. I'm usually drunk by this point, so the easiest questions for me to read are better. Question number 1. What was the first film covered on the Horror Movie Maniacs?
Oh, no.
Oh, fucking hell.
Looks like Grant's eating an apple.
I mean, our first ever episode. So not the first ever episode. The first film we covered.
First film you covered.
Yeah, because I know what the first episode was. But...
I'm pretty sure it was. And this isn't my answer yet. I'm going to confirm with.
No. You're right. You can confirm. We'll do that whole we'll do the whole Who Wants to Be a Millionaire thing where you is that your final answer?
I think it was Evil Dead Rise because we started in April, and Evil Dead Rise hadn't long been out. We done the episode where we just spoke about that. I think we did Evil Dead Rise.
Just out of curiosity, what did you cover on the show last week?
Mad God.
Oh, that film's awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
How did you rate it?
I rate it.
No, I know. That's why we probably not covered it, because no one would listen to it. But I fucking love that movie.
I love Mad God.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And before that, what was it before that? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, good one.
But can you remember the first movie you ever covered? I mean, this is question number 1. Like, you guys, you're supposed to know this. Like,
nice. That was like 2 years ago.
I think it was. Do you know what? I think you're right, because I know our first one was our general intro. So
and then I think it was Evil Dead Rise, and then I think we jumped in with Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, go with that.
Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah,
we could be out already.
Final answer.
Yeah,
that's correct. Well done.
Oh,
you knew what you've done.
Yeah. Which horror movie franchise have you covered all of the movies within that franchise?
Oh, I know this one.
Massacre, no?
No. It's Insidious. We did it week after week because then we went to see Red Door.
I remember that bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. that was a fucking mistake. Yeah, we're never doing that again.
No.
And you're correct. That's a movie that we've not done any of those movies yet. So
don't worry about it.
No, do them all in one show. Don't do 5 different bloody episodes.
No, I will discourage that as much as I can. I hate that franchise. Yeah. Question number 3. What is the cursed item in Drag Me to Hell?
Button, no?
Oh.
It's the button.
Yeah, go with that. I've only seen it a couple of times.
It's the button.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That's correct. Well done.
Yes. Nice one.
Question number 4. What is the name of the demonic clown in the movie Spawn?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, it's the...
I haven't seen this.
ooey gooey. I know he says that.
Yeah.
He does say that. He also at one point says,
that.
I am the, and then says his name.
Yeah. It's not, fuck. I should know this.
It's something you've accused David Bowie of doing in this movie many times.
Oh, God.
It's Violator.
Yes. Yes.
That's correct. It is the Violator.
It came to me. I had to be
I was worried for you then. I was worried. I thought I was going to get you.
Yeah.
Question number 5. You covered Paranormal Activity around this time last year, but what movie in the franchise serves as a prequel to the original movie? If you need me to repeat that again, I can repeat the question because it's quite wordy.
No, it's okay.
So one of the sequels is actually a prequel. Which one?
Yeah. Fuck.
Play them through in your head. Talk it out loud. The first one?
The only thing is I've only seen 1 to 4.
So play them through. Can you remember the plot from 1 to 4?
No? I think it's number 2 because that's got the little boy in, hasn't it? And the sister.
No, that's number 4.
The first one.
Number 2 because the girl knocks. No, that's the wrong order.
If I remember rightly, 1 is the initial, obviously, setup, and I might be wrong, but I think 2 picks up pretty much straight after the first.
Yeah, I think.
And I think it continues on.
I don't think it's number 3.
I think
number
it's
3
2.
is about the other family where they've got the old Xbox Connect, haven't they?
Nah, that's one of the later ones.
That's 4.
No, that's.
Yeah, it is. That's 4. No, it's not. It's later on because I remember that.
Well, I know it. It's 4. I'm telling you, it's 4. That's number 4, definitely. No, I've gifted you the answer. It's definitely not number 4.
It's definitely not number 4.
It's not number 4. Don't go number 4.
It's number 3.
I don't know. I was thinking
number
it's
3.
2. You think 3?
I think 3.
Gonna have to go.
Final answer, number 3.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
That is correct. Well done, Grant.
Okay.
Number 3 is when they go back and they have the 2 older sisters now as little girls, and the demon lifts one of them up by a hair in the bedroom, which is really cool.
And then they turn out to be sisters, don't they? And then they're the ones from the original movie. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Question number 6. Who plays Winnie the Pooh in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
I know this one. Yeah, Craig David Dowsett. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you'd know that because you've interviewed him as well, which is really cool. Yeah, really cool.
Lovely guy. Yeah, really nice guy, actually.
And we met, what's her name?
We met Tigger, Lewis
and
Santa.
the lady, the girl.
And Natasha Tassini.
That's it, yeah.
Really, really cool. Well, you're on 60 points. You're over halfway through. You've got 4 questions to go. You could take the top spot.
Question number 7. In your episode description for your review of The Descent, you apologise for something. What was it?
Ben, that's all you, mate.
Oh, no. What did we apologise for, Grant? I mean, it's going to be me, isn't it? Because Grant doesn't apologise about anything. So,
well, if you read the question again, it's in your episode description for your review of The Descent. You apologise for something. What was it?
I made a terrible pun about deep diving into a cave or something. Yeah, deep diving into the film.
That is correct.
You did, and when I found that, I was going through, just scrolling through your episodes today, and I found that description. It's like there's just a bit in brackets where I'm really sorry. Even I know that was bad, but I've obviously come this far, and I'm not going to delete it all. So I'm just going to say sorry and move on. It made me fucking laugh.
Thank you.
Question number 8. In your best horrors of 2024 episode, there was an actor that you said was overhyped and over pushed, when in fact the lead actress of that movie should have gotten all the praise instead. Who was the actor you said was overhyped and wasn't as good as everyone said he was?
Okay.
You both, Grant, you in particular, had an absolute fucking meltdown about how everyone, I think your phrase was, everyone's up his arse and he's fucking useless in this movie.
I remember him saying something like that, but yeah, right. A best of 2024. You say, right?
Best of 2024, and there was an actor that you're like, everyone says he's the best bit of the movie, but he's fucking not. Like, the best bit is the lead actress. The actor's just, he's there, he just does him things, but he's nothing special.
See, the thing is, I haven't listened to your best of 2024, and I haven't seen the answer to this question. But already, I can guarantee I know which actor is overhyped and which had a bit of a resurgence in 2024 that I know who you were talking about.
Fuck. Oh, I'm struggling here. Give us
because he spent his entire career living in this shadow like that.
Shit. Grant, you're on mute. Who the fuck would be overhyped? And then I'm trying to think of the films from 2024 of what we put in. I know
it was a huge movie. Yeah, it was a huge movie from 2024. Massive movie. Indie movie about a serial killer. That's all the help you're getting.
Serial killer?
Yeah.
Indie movie about serial
What
killer.
movies have you covered from 2024?
Did we put it high up the list?
Was it Heretic?
I should probably say. No, because we loved Hugh Grant.
Yeah, it was...
Everybody loves Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
I love that meme recently of him falling asleep at Wimbledon. That's hilarious.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fairly high up in your list, and you both really enjoyed the ending. You liked how it ended.
Dude, stop giving him the answer.
Long legs. Nick Cage.
It's got to be Long Legs. It's got to be Nick Cage.
Yeah,
that's correct. No more help now. You're on the last two questions. You're on your own now.
I stand
nice
by
one, Grant. You pulled that out.
And we've already spoke about this already on this quiz, coincidentally. How long did it take Phil Tippett to create Mad God?
It took him
30 years.
Approximately 30 years, yeah.
That is correct.
I feel like I'm
it was pre-Jurassic Park, and then he went on, did Jurassic Park, and stopped the whole charade, and then came back to it.
Yeah,
I love that movie so much, man. I could talk about that film for hours.
And in my answer
we had a stab, but
in my answer that I gave to Mark, I put approximately 30 years, but I'll accept anywhere between 27 and 33.
I don't think he even knows.
No, I don't think he knows. It's one of those. No. Saying that though, it's like if someone asked me to like put an amount of time that I spend doing this and doing social media, like I could never do that because it's something that it's just habit. Like I'll walk to the car to go to the shop, and while I'm walking to the car, I'll post something on Instagram. Like I don't take track of that. And I imagine that for him was a case of, I've got 10 minutes free. I'm going to go and move this figure less than a millimeter in an hour that I've got, and then I'm going to go and get something to eat.
That's it. I reckon so.
Yeah, I hate stop motion, and even I absolutely loved Mad God. It was one of those movies where you just look at it and go, fuck, man, I see why this took you 30 years.
The craftsmanship in it is incredible. Yeah,
amazing from start to finish. It's so fucking cool. I love Phil Tippett.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we probably never will cover it. But everyone who's listening who wants to go and listen about that, go and listen to Horror Movie Maniacs because they have covered it. So go and do that. Very final question. Is this your question or my question, Mark? I've lost track.
No, this is you. I did the Phil Tippett one.
Yes.
This is hard. And there's no shame in walking away with 90 points and being joint second with the Horror Friendly podcast and Jim and Jay.
I've just read the question.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Go on, hit us with
it. In your very first episode, an introduction to Horror Movie Maniacs, what are the first two words that are spoken on the podcast?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You say them, Grant. You say them, Grant. It's you open the show with these two words.
I've got no fucking idea. So,
to be fair, you open a lot of episodes with these two words.
Oh shit!
I think we've reached a point on Broken Spirit now where we are just telling everybody how to get to the end.
You've been fairly lenient, guys. I'm not going to lie.
There's no more help on this one, though. You're on your own. So you either take a stab at it, get it right or get it wrong, or you walk away in joint second.
Mate, we got to walk away. I ain't got a clue. Not a clue.
Yeah, let's tap out.
Before you do lock in your answers and do walk away, just take a stab at what between the two of you, what you think. Just think back. What would you like? How would you regularly open a show?
I mean, I normally. No, I think you've probably said something funny or silly.
Well, I'm never silly, so I don't know what you mean.
No, or offensive. Maybe you've said something offensive. You know, who knows? Or controversial. But
that doesn't narrow it down.
No, it does.
That's a natural every week occurrence. So yeah,
it's going to be something trivial like "hello," and I've got no clue. Not a clue.
I mean, if you started the episode, because lately I started.
Yeah, you've done it recently, haven't you?
Yeah. So is it just going to be? I mean, this isn't the answer, but maybe it's just going to be something like "Welcome to." But no, it's going to be.
I'm thinking "hello"
weird.
And as well.
It's going to be something weird, isn't it?
I'm not throwing away 90 points for a guess, so we're just throwing the towel there, I think.
Let's take our 90 and fuck off home.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay. Well done. You've finished in joint second. That's a really respectable place to be. You're going to kick yourself because you do say it on pretty much every episode you open, Grant, is hello, everybody.
Ah! No, it's hello.
Got one of them, but yeah.
I'm never saying that again.
Yeah, let's change it up. But yeah.
Hello, everybody. Not even that nice. It doesn't even sound like me.
I really thought it was going to be something weird and offensive. Well, not offensive.
No, it was very sort of the thing you'd expect David Bowie to say. Hello, everybody.
I did have the same trousers on as him, to be fair.
Did you?
Yeah.
I know.
Grant, I'm going to let you round this up first and give it a score because I think you've potentially got the most venom in the sting of your tail. So,
can I give it two scores?
You can give it as many scores as you want.
I feel like it needs to give 2 scores. So, childhood, Grant, this was a 9 out of 10. Loved it. Being grumpy, cynical, 2 kids, old man Grant, I would say 3 out of 10.
Changes your perspective, doesn't it, when you have kids?
Yeah. So, I'll give 1 score. I'd say 5 out of 10.
That's a happy medium.
Meet in the middle,
okay.
Yeah, it's just middle of the road. Anything you want to say about it? Any final thoughts you want to round it off with?
I'm finding this with a lot of things, and I don't mean to shit on just Labyrinth, but I stand by a lot of things from my childhood and nostalgia and stuff, and then I watch them again, and it's just not as good. Some things are, sure, but most of them aren't. But I think it says more about me because I'm like, I don't know, getting pissed off that I'm getting old, I guess, but I want things to hit me the same way they did when I was a kid, and obviously they just won't.
No.
So that's why I picked up on like Never-Ending Story and stuff like that. Like those films when I was a kid, I swore by them, and I would have sworn up until today about them. But then when you rewatch them, you're like, not so sure. It's all right. Dark Crystal's better.
Yeah, fair comment. Ben, where are you with this?
I'm surprised that Grant's gone with 5 out of 10. I thought it was going to be harsher than that. For me, this probably sits. I don't have a lot of nostalgia for it. I saw it when I was young too, but I didn't really remember much of it. So for me, I'm going to go 6 out of 10. Yeah, kind of average, maybe slightly above average. The puppetry, the design, the set design, really good. That's all. I can't fault any of that stuff. But yeah, the main character, Jennifer Connelly's Sarah, not a likable character. David Bowie, not intimidating or scary enough really to play a villain, I think.
No.
And it did, like Marc, you said earlier, it kind of moves from set piece to set piece with nothing really connecting it together. So yeah, 6 out of 10.
Okay, Marc, I'm ending this week because I'm going to end this on a high for all the people who came here to hear someone praise this movie. So I'm going last.
That's fine. I mean, like I said, for me, it was one of those. It's the first time watching me. I don't have the nostalgic connection to it. So I was going in with 20-25 eyes on an 80s movie that was designed for children. And I'm not going to lie. Like the first half an hour, I was fully engrossed. I thought it was fantastic. I was really invested in the world that was being built. The puppetry from Jim Henson was fantastic, as to be expected. The set design was fucking mesmerizing. And I really appreciated the creativity in terms of how over the top and just wild this whole world was. I think it's let down, as Ben's mentioned, by David Bowie. I think he was terribly miscast in this movie. I don't think he played the villainous role very well, so it made him very underwhelming. And I think even though we're talking about a kids' movie, you've got films like Robin Williams' Peter Pan, Glenn Close and stuff like that. Those kind of pirates and Hook himself and Bob Hoskins, they're all still villainous characters that hold an intimidating presence within those childhood movies. And I don't think it was executed very well. I don't know whether this was something that was introduced by David Bowie himself, being like, I still want to be loved in this role, and sort of twerk things behind the screen. So I feel like he was miscast. His music, considering the level he was at when this movie was made, the variety of the tracks featured throughout that feature him singing upon them, just all blended into one. I didn't think there was enough variation. When you talk about things like The Lion King and you have Jeremy Irons' Be Prepared song in the like, that's fucking awesome. You've got Rowan Atkinson, you've got all these incredible variations which take you up and down and up and down. The songs in this movie had a very consistent tone throughout. Nothing elevated and took you to different levels. It was just, it's another David Bowie song that sounds like the one we just heard 5 minutes ago. There was no differentiating any of them between one another. And that was really disappointing for me, especially somebody who really likes music and thinking David Bowie is the main character in this movie, and he's also involved in a lot of the music behind the scenes. He's going to get really wild with this world that he's created, and he didn't, and it was really underwhelming for me. I liked it. I really loved the creativity behind it, and I don't think I'm the target audience now. I'm a 36-year-old man going back and watching a child's film from the 80s, and for me, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I had the best experience of my life, because I didn't. I was just bored after the initial introduction of everything, because everything was very repetitive throughout. It was scene after scene of, let's keep the children engaged and let's move on quickly. Let's not focus too heavily on plot exposition, which is what I wanted. I wanted to know more about this world and the lore behind it, and really the motives behind David Bowie's character, which we never got any sort of clarification on, other than he just turned up because he was called. He took the child, which we don't know why. And especially why he then fell in love with Jennifer Connelly's character. It was almost like, how every Disney movie follows a specific beat. The villain in the tower, and you know how Disney movies, especially like the Snow White, the Cinderella, the Beauty and the Beast era of Disney movies, they all have a specific beat as they go along. This movie felt like it fell into that sort of beat per minute kind of thing. There was no variation to it, and I just lost my way. I just got really bored after half an hour. I kind of came back again towards the end where they finally got to the castle village and there was a big siege and stuff like that. That was all really, really cool, but the blow in the middle just lost me heavily. It's a 2.5 out of 5, and that mainly goes towards the creativity of Jim Henson Productions than it does anything else. If this was a cartoon movie, I wouldn't be glorifying it in any way. This appreciation certainly goes towards the practical effects department and nothing else, I'm afraid.
Okay. This movie sits in a really special place for me. So I watched this when I was really, really young, and it's one of those movies I had on VHS, and it was I'll be honest, I was not in the richest of families growing up. I had probably 4 VHS that I cycled through our VHS player for years. Labyrinth was one of them, and Labyrinth was one of them that just stuck with me. And then as I got older, I kind of forgot all about it and just had this nostalgia for it. And it wasn't until I met Lisa, who I'm with now, about 12 years ago, we were talking about movies. Like, in the dating phase, you're like, let's throw out movies. That's an easy one to start talking about. She's like, I really love Labyrinth. And we bonded over Labyrinth. And if I'm honest, I think Labyrinth played a part in me and Lisa actually getting together. Labyrinth is partly responsible for me having 2 children with Lisa. And that then has led on to us. We will watch this movie together. Not very often, but maybe once a year. We'll stick Labyrinth on. Our kids have now watched it. And it's one of those films that I know it's fundamentally flawed across the board. It's everything every single one of you say it is. It is very much let's get to the next scene because people will get bored. It is an underplayed villain. It is very paedophilic in its presentation. It's all of those things.
I'm so glad this holds a special place in your life and your family.
Yeah, but despite all of those things, there's still moments in it that shine through for me. The individual characters all on their own. Like I could take a spin-off of this following Ludo on a Ludo movie. I could take a spin-off of this following Hoggle on a Hoggle. You could take any one of those main characters, give me a story of them in the Labyrinth world doing just, I don't know, some sort of mission or some sort of shit, and then teaming up with other people, and I'd be fully in. And I love Jim Henson. Jim Henson is my childhood, from the Muppets through to like Sesame Street to Fraggle Rock, like all of those sort of stuff that was so ingrained in my childhood that when this come out, and this and the Dark Crystal, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. It's all of that really kiddified stuff, but they've kind of made it a little bit darker and a little bit cooler. And yeah, I love it and unapologetically love it. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. It always will be, regardless of how good it is. I score an enjoyment, and a movie that's brought me so much joy through my childhood, allowed me to bond with my future wife, and probably led to my children. I can't sit here and say it's lower than a 5 because, yeah, that underplays everything. So yeah, it's a 5. So
I have no words for you right now. I really don't.
Do you not?
No, well, I don't.
Well, we'll get past it. We always do. That brings us to the end of another episode. I'm going to hand over to the Horror Movie Maniacs because their show's really cool. And I don't say this as a way to like blow smoke up their ass, but me and Marc have a very specific dynamic. Marc is very outspoken on lots of things. Marc is very loud and brash. And we have a specific dynamic that works. And if you like our dynamic, the Horror Movie Maniacs have our dynamic with Grant and Ben. It is exactly the same dynamic. And honestly, I've listened to hundreds of podcasts and never, ever found a dynamic that's exactly the same. Like Ben will go, well, I think this because of this. And Ben will give it like a really... And Grant will just go, this fucking shit. What are you on about? Did we watch the same fucking movie? And for me, listening to your show is so enjoyable because it's almost like listening to us, but I don't know what we're going to say. And I find that really, really cool. But if you could tell us like where we find you, how everyone finds you, and I'll link you down in the episode as well.
Go on, Ben, it's all you, mate. Because mainly because you know it, I don't. So.
Well, yeah. Who knew, right? Who knew? Can I just say thank you for having us on yet again?
Thank you.
It means loads to us. So it's been a lovely, fun chat.
You're always welcome. Whatever you want to come on, just tell me, and we'll make space for you.
I love that. Thank you.
We will get you on for a decent movie one day, I promise.
Yeah. Well, we done Pearl. Pearl was good.
It was average at best, wasn't it?
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
My technology just didn't work, did it? So,
yeah, the end of that episode was like a seance. We're kind of, you there? Is there anyone there?
You've done well tonight. You've done great.
4 seconds behind everyone, wasn't I? So, thank you. Yeah, using the wife's laptop, So. Right, you can find us pretty much everywhere now. So we're still getting used to some sites. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook are the ones we probably use the most. We are just Horror Movie Maniacs everywhere, basically. We are trying to start YouTube, but it's a bit hit and miss. So, yeah, we're getting there slowly. Grant, where else are we?
We do a bit on Twitch.
Oh, yeah. So we've started streaming mostly horror games on Twitch. We've both got our own Twitch channels, which is Horror Movie Maniacs BP for me and Horror Movie Maniacs GH for Grant.
Please tell me it's Dead by Daylight. Is it Dead by Daylight?
Well, it has been. Yeah, it had been, but Grant isn't a fan of Dead by Daylight, are you, Grant?
It's all right.
Yeah.
Have you seen that new one with the shark, and then you play the shark dentist?
I saw that earlier today. Yeah, but no, we play a lot of Phasmophobia. So that's a ghost hunting thing, but it's always a different ghost. You can pick different locations, so it's always a good laugh because you never know what you're going to get.
And now we're doing A Way Out, which is a really good time.
Yeah, a prison escape thing. We are on Discord, Facebook. Although not overly active on Discord as we're still finding our feet on that, like I say. So again, if anyone wants the Discord link, just hit up Scott or Mark and we'll pass it on to them to pass on if that's okay.
No, don't hit up Scott or Mark, just hit up Scott. I will not.
Okay.
Don't send anything to Mark.
Do not ever do that.
I should have known. Yeah,
you should have known that.
Yeah. So just everywhere, really, guys. Horror Movie Maniacs. Yeah, come and check us out. Thank you.
Yeah, and the link is in the episode description, which will take you straight to their. I'll put 2 in, one straight to their Spotify and one straight to their Instagram, so you'll be able to click from there and go and listen to them. So if you've burnt through all of our episodes, there's a good almost 40 episodes there that you haven't heard that is just like us, just 2 different people with a very similar dynamic. So yeah, go and click that link. That is it for... Oh God, I just nearly died. That is it for this month, and that is it for Horror Adjacent Month, and we are now going to be kicking off brutal and extreme month, just to balance the yin and yang and make Mark happy, because he bitched so fucking much that we needed to. After this, we need to go really hard. We need to go really hard. So we did. And next week, we're going to be reviewing Last House on the Left from 2009. And not only will you hear our fabulous review, you'll also hear Mark have massive buyer's remorse when he realised we went a little bit too hard and he didn't quite like it as much as he thought he was going to.
Yeah, that one's got some dark bits in it, isn't it?
It's horrible. Guys, honestly, the anxiety I had watching that film, it was rough as fuck.
Yeah,
it's a rough one. Yeah.
I took loads of enjoyment from that episode, and you'll hear me be like, so you're glad we done Brutal Month, but no. But until then, make sure you check out Horror Movie Maniacs. Go and check out us. Go and find everything you need to find. Go and subscribe. Go and like. Go and review. Do all the shit that helps us podcasters grow, because we give a lot of our time for nothing. Like, we give you this for free because we love doing it. And if you give us something back as simple as a review, we're like, that's fucking great. Look, someone liked what we've done. And it gives us a kick up the arse to do more and be better. But until then, make sure you stuff your crutch and you dance.
Dance, magic dance.
You want to die tonight?
Jokes you tell sets the scene. I hang on every word lost in the screen. Your passion for fear is contagious enough. You make me believe in Marc's overblown roundups. You run podcasts or a movie review, unveiling facts and playing games too. Your words paint pictures of darkness and dread, leaving me grinning long after I fled. You run podcasts, horror movie review, unveiling facts and playing games too.